Shalom. First off, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakudash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the hopeful elect that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, and to all my brothers out here preaching this truth to you. I say Shalom. This is Amatazar from the Chicago camp coming back at you again with another lesson. I haven't figured out what I'm going to entitle it. How about the wolf? Okay. And you'll see why. So I ran across this article. It says the Ku Klux Klan items were found as Mississippi Department of Public Safety packs to move. All right. So here you have the Mississippi, okay, the State Department of Public Safety, all right, that works hand in hand with law enforcement, right? They're moving out of one building, all right, and they found Ku Klux Klan paraphernalia, okay? And these are the people, all right, that's in these government departments over the public safety. All right. So, real quick, it says Mississippi Department of Public Safety officials stumbled across a cache of Ku Klux Klan materials while cleaning out a closet to move to the department's new headquarters. Inside a small blue suitcase, they found a handbook for the White Knights of the Ku Klux Klan, the most violent white supremacist group in the 1960s, which carried out at least 10 killings. Officials also found Klan charters, a Klan robe, KKK recruitment materials, propaganda, meeting notes, ledgers, and a list of members who paid or didn't pay their dues. If only that robe could talk, said George Mulvaney, who tells his journey from life as a Klansman to life in prison to life as environmental regulator and a top executive helping clean up the 2010 oil spill on the coast in his memoir, Cups Up. The department has given the Klan materials to the Mississippi Department of Archives and History. Mississippi Highway Patrol troopers and agents with the Mississippi Department of Public Safety have worked for decades with our federal law enforcement partners to shed light on the darkness in which groups like the Ku Klux Klan chose to operate. Public Safety Commissioner Sean Tyndale said in a release. By preserving these artifacts and shedding light on such organizations, we help ensure that future generations are never led astray by such hate. All of this is just talk. Okay. All right. So let's take a look at this guy. Welcome. Welcome to the Mississippi Department of Public Safety. Our mission is to make Mississippi a safer place for the state's 3 million residents. Founded in 1938, the Mississippi Department of Public Safety currently has over 1,400 employees throughout the state. Our employees perform a variety of tasks, including issuing driver's licenses and firearm permits, patrolling our roads and highways, keeping drugs off the street, providing training and certification to law enforcement agencies, conducting forensic analysis and investigations, and much more. Thank you for your interest in the Mississippi Department of Public Safety. Please feel free to contact us if you have any questions about the work that we provide for the great state of Mississippi. Okay? All right, so this was just on the welcome page for the Mississippi Department of Public Safety. I didn't even look into who this particular guy is, but I can imagine him in a white sheet. How can we serve you? Look at what they do. Driver Service Bureau appointment, renew your driver's license, duplicate your driver's license, firearm permit division, driver service bureau locations, change of address, mobile IDs, background checks. Okay? You see that? I mean, they all the way into you. All right, now let's take a look real quick. Let's take a look at this video. Let me see. Got to get in here another way. That's why I'm going to entitle this The Wolf. Okay, pay attention.
Have you ever heard of a game called Werewolf? Have you ever heard of a game called Werewolf? No. Everyone gets a piece of paper. It's either got villager written on it, but two have the word werewolf. Someone runs the game to make sure no one's cheating, and they go, okay, it's nighttime, everyone close your eyes. Werewolves choose someone to kill, and the werewolves go, they say, okay, everyone close your eyes, it's morning time, open them again. During the night, Francis was killed. There's then a conversation, and this is where it gets interesting, between all the villagers and the two werewolves over who the werewolves are. Then at the end of the day, the villagers have to decide who they're going to kill, and they say, well, we're going to kill Constantine. It's revealed by the person running the game, I'm afraid Constantine was a villager. And the game continues. The villagers win the game if they kill both werewolves. The werewolves win the game if they kill all but two villagers. And the werewolves usually win. The game was invented by a student of sociology in Russia who wanted to prove his thesis that an uninformed majority will always lose a battle of information against an informed minority. So that just shows when you have hidden information, you can completely manipulate a large group of people. Have you ever heard of a game called Werewolf? No. Everyone gets...
Did you hear what he just said? He says when you have information, hidden information, you can completely manipulate the large portion of the population. Okay? And that's what you have. Okay? Bear with me every time you go out of this particular app or document. It takes a minute to get right back. Get on my nerves with that. All right. So I just have a few scriptures I want to touch on here because this is all part of the curses. All right. So here you have these people that hate you. Okay. And they're in every part of government. All right. And public health and public safety. And these people have all your intimate information and they hate you. All right. And they're the ones that are working with law enforcement and uh, here they are riding, doing patrols on the highway and everything else. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 29. And thou shalt grope at noonday, as the blind gropeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee. Okay? That's definitely a form of oppression when your enemies got the keys to everything you need. Okay? Deuteronomy 28 and 48, it says, therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which Yahweh shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. Okay? So now the physical yokes of iron are off of our necks today, but they're still, okay, there's still all of these societal things that still keep us oppressed and so-called locked up, so to speak. All right. And this is Psalms 83 and 1. A song or a psalm of Asaph. Keep not thou silence, O power, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. This devil has crafty counsel. He's taking crafty counsel, and this video is an example of that. Okay? They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent that they are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal and Ammon and Amalek, the Philistines, and the inhabitants of Tyre. Assur also is joined with them. They have holpen the children of Lot, Selah. All right. So they have consulted together with one consent, beginning with the tabernacles of Esau, Edom. Okay? And in closing, this is Ezekiel 35:10. Because thou hast said, these two nations and these two countries shall be mine, and we shall possess it, whereas Yahweh was there. Therefore, as I live, said the Lord power, I will even do according to thine anger and according to thine envy, which thou hast used out of thy hatred against them, and I will make myself known among them when I have judged thee. Okay, so that's Ezekiel the 35th chapter. Okay, special chapter for Esau, Edom. Okay, who believes that the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom belong to him to do whatever the hell he want to do. All right. But we know in Obadiah 1:18, all right, the Lord is going to, he's going to present the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom right in front of Esau, all right, as he destroys them. Okay. All right. So this has been the wolf. That's what we're going to name it. All right. And that's in regards to that that video that we saw, the wolf. Okay, so this Ku Klux Klan items were found as Mississippi Department of Public Safety packs to move. You see, all over the place. I pray that this lesson has been edifying. Until the next one, Shalom.